Hello, everybody on the Esthetician Connection. I can see them coming in. Jessica, I do not want to pronounce her name wrong. It's Jessica McLaughlin. McLaughlin. I was close. It's really close. We have Jessica McLaughlin from HydroPeptide today, and I'm just going to, oh, they're flooding in. We are going to be doing a Zoom Room, Esthetician Connection Zoom Room webinar on how to sell without selling out. This is from HydroPeptide, which is one of my favorite brands. You know, we have it on the website, so I'm excited about that. Few things that we want to keep in mind. One is that, you know, we love to give things away when you come in for our Zoom Room education, so that's no different for this one as well. What we're going to do for our participants is all you have to do is take a snapshot, take a picture, take a selfie, whatever, of you taking this class from HydroPeptide. Post it on the Esthetician Connection Facebook group page. Tell us what you think of the webinar, and use the hashtag EC loves HydroPeptide. So again, the hashtag is EC loves HydroPeptide, and 3 of you, are you ready? 3 of you are going to win a full box. That's 12 treatments, guys, of their polypeptide collagen line lifting hydrogel mask for the décolleté. I have done this on myself, and it is awesome. So you get 12 of these, so you can use them for 12 of your services. This is awesome. Jessica, what's the value of this? I didn't even look that up. Do you remember off the top of your head?
I always tell people I'm an esthetician, not a mathematician.
I know.
Oh my gosh. I think it's around $60, but don't take that to the bank.
And it's got not only does it have a good wholesale value,
you know what it is, because they're $5 a piece. Okay. So 12 times 5.
There you go.
My rudimentary math.
You're getting a whole box of these for your back bar. 3 of you are going to win this. So again, all you have to do, make sure you take a photo of you taking this class sometime over the next hour or so. Post it on the Esthetician Connection Facebook group page. Be sure to use the hashtag EC loves HydroPeptide. That's how we're going to be able to search for those posts. And that way the other members on the page can see that you're getting your learning on. Anything you want to say on the class, what you think of it, whatnot, any questions, put it on there as well. And some more housekeeping really quick. At the end of the promotion, Jessica will go over some things with you, but we have uploaded something on the EC website today, which will blow your mind because it blew my mind. For any $99 HydroPeptide purchase, and that's at wholesale pricing, so we're not talking retail. You go into the estheticianconnection.com website, you can go to their open stock, or you can look at some of the pre-curated bundles we've already put in there. For any $99 purchase, all you have to do is purchase $99, you will receive, and I'm going to hold this up, you are going to receive actually a bigger one than this, because this is their smaller one. You're going to receive a 1.7 ounce size Nimni cream, which, by the way, if you're wondering if I use it, it's empty. Yes, I do. I actually have the pro size upstairs. So I love Nimni cream. This is one of my favorite products. And Jessica, make sure you touch on this and how beneficial this is to them, because they're getting a $110 product with a $99 purchase, which is, that's crazy.
110. It's 110 wholesale, so that's a 220 retail.
Yeah, you could sell this for $220 when you get back, or put it on sale and do it for $199. But either way, if you're making a purchase at $99, this is going to double that purchase. You're going to make back your money and then some. So it allows you to explore the HydroPeptide line. So any $99 purchase, so $99 and up, you will get a free 1.7 ounce Nimni cream. And we're going to give you links and codes and all that good stuff so you completely know what to do. Don't forget to post on the page if you're taking the class. A selfie of you, use the hashtag EC loves HydroPeptide, and 3 of you are going to win a box, a 12-pack of their décolleté mask. So Jessica, that was just some housekeeping I wanted to get out of the way so that the members could all come in. We are at a pretty high number now. So I want to thank you so much for doing this. I know we're all kind of stuck at home, and what we want to do is take advantage of this downtime. And we want to make ourselves ready to go back out into our practices and see our clients. And I think touching on retail is one of the most important things we can do, and helping them understand how they can sell, and like you said, without selling out. So I'm actually really looking forward to this presentation as well. So I'm going to hand it over to you, and thank you again for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right, so let me see if I can figure out this screen share properly. This is probably the biggest challenge in my life. which is probably not a bad thing if that's the biggest thing plaguing me. Can you see that? Okay, Sheri?
Looks good.
Awesome. All right. So just really quickly, a little tiny bit about me. My name is Jessica McLaughlin. I am an account executive for the Pacific Northwest HydroPeptide. That's my dog Angus. Sorry. One of the hazards of working from home. He's a big mouth. Anyways, I've been a licensed esthetician since 1998. I came out of the treatment room in 2017 to come work for HydroPeptide. And I did that because I felt so passionately about the brand. I still see some clients on the side, not right now, obviously during this crisis, but I like to keep my hand in it. So an esthetician and an account executive. So I was also a business owner for 13 years, and that's where sort of the genesis of this presentation came from. I had a staff of 20 people, and selling was always a challenge. Or not always, but it can be a challenge. And so I created this presentation to talk about why selling is so important to your clients, and hopefully to give you some things to ponder that may change your mindset about selling. Okay, so let's get started without further ado. I know for many estheticians, selling products is difficult. It feels innately pushy or disingenuous. I can't tell you how many times I've heard we're skincare therapists, we're not salespeople, the products are too expensive, the client already spent $100, $200, etc. on a service, and they aren't going to spend another $100, $200 on product. And so my goal with this presentation, again, is to give you some facts that hopefully will change how you think about selling product to your clients, and how this is truly an extension of the service that you're providing to your clients. Okay, so let's see if I can make this work. Okay, cool. Yay. Jessica wins against technology. Okay, so do your clients want your advice? That's the first and foremost thing. And I am going to share some facts with you. Out of 100 people who went in for a first-time treatment, how many of you, or how many of those people do you think wanted advice on their skincare? 80% of the people that came in for a first-time treatment were looking for advice on their skincare. How many people reported that they got what they were after? This is going to be kind of surprising, 3%. So what percentage of spa clients say they have never had any retail recommended to them? 67%. Most people are desperate for correct advice on their skin, and that's why they're coming to see you. Clients don't wake up in the mirror, don't wake up in the morning, look at themselves in the mirror and think, oh my gosh, my skin looks great, I need to see my esthetician, or I need to get a facial. They come to see you when they have skincare concerns, and they're coming because they need your help. If they didn't feel like that, they'd be going to a big box store like an Ulta or a Sephora, or they'd be going online and searching out skincare products. But instead, they're coming to you, and they're coming to you because they want your expert advice. So I'm going to lay 5 truths on you about your clients. Your clients are time deprived. This is true. Granted, maybe not so much right now, but in general, our clients are very time deprived. This is true all the time. They're focused on not looking their age. Nobody wants to look their age unless they're like 12 or something. They want immediate results from their services and their products. They want to see a major change in their appearance, and they want your expert advice. I cannot hammer this home enough for you guys. You're the expert. They're paying to see you. They desperately want your advice. Okay. So I'm going to share another truth with you. 8 out of 10 clients will purchase something for their hair, their skin, or their nails within 24 hours of their visit to you. So they're going to go to the department store, they're going to go to the drugstore, they're going to go to Ulta, Sephora, wherever. But what they really want to do is they want to recreate the experience and the results that you gave them. Your clients want to maintain the results from their spa with products at home. And we want to offer them some of what you use in the treatment room for some home results. And I'll give you a little story that has stuck with me since the very beginning of my career. So when I first went to school, I went to school to be a cosmetologist. And I had the very good fortune to hear David Wagner speak. And some of you may know David Wagner. He wrote a book called Daymaker. He was one of the original people that worked with Horst, who created Aveda. And this David Wagner, if you haven't ever read Daymaker or you haven't ever heard him speak, I highly recommend it. This guy is like amazing and very uplifting. Anywho, he told the story. He had a salon, and he had a hairstylist who never sold retail, never, just wouldn't do it. So one day this hairstylist comes into work, and his entire station is cleared off. All he has are his shears and his combs and brushes. And he turns to David and he says, "How in the world do you expect me to do hair today without any products?" And David said, "How do you expect your clients to be able to do their hair without any products?" And so I think that really speaks to this particular slide. Your clients want to mimic what they had done with you, and they cannot do that with subpar products. They're going to be able to create and move the needle with their skin based on the professional products that you're going to recommend them. So don't take that away from your clients, and don't send them out into the wilderness of the big box stores to try to get professional advice. You know their skin better than anybody else. You should be the one who's giving them the advice. All right, so let's talk about a regular client. I want to talk to you about why selling retail can be really impactful for you and your business. And by regular client, I mean a client that's coming to see you maybe once a month, right? So they're coming to see you for 12 treatments a year, right? But if you send that client home with home care, they're basically giving themselves 700 plus treatments a year. So that's assuming that they use the home care that you advise them to use twice a day. So as you can imagine, that's 365 days times 2. What do you think is going to move the needle more for somebody with their skin? Do you think it's going to be those 12 visits, or do you think it's going to be the 700 plus those 12 visits that's going to change their skin? The other reason why I think it's so important to recommend home care is when they're coming in to see you, they're coming in for a specialized treatment. They're coming in for something that they cannot do at home, with the eye towards creating real change in their skin. And I personally would like to work on someone's skin who's using good home care, who's continuing to extend the results of what I'm doing in the treatment room. So when I see them in 4 weeks, I'm not having to start from ground zero again. I'm actually being able to start with skin that is progressing towards the goal that we've created with our client. And so they're really going to see those changes on their skin when they're using that home care, once or twice a day, every day of the year. And so it benefits you, obviously, because you're going to be more impactful with the changes that you're making on your client's skin. And it's also going to, obviously benefit them because they're going to be seeing the results that they want. Instead of, like I always tell people, gosh, if one trip to the gym built me an amazing body, I would be, blissfully happy. But reality is you got to go every day, or, every other day or whatever, or once a week if you're me. Anyway, you get the point. Okay. So let's talk about how selling retail can really beneficially impact you. So I'm going to take you through a little exercise here. So let's assume that you are making 10% on your commission, and you may be an independent professional, or you may be an employee, but let's just say you've agreed, or you are making 10% commission on your sales. So let's say that you are not working quite full-time, you're working 35 hours a week, although I think a lot of estheticians, we would argue that 35 hours is full-time and then some. But let's say that you're working 35 hours a week. And let's say that business isn't booming, you're doing okay, your books are about 60% full. So you're doing about 21 facial clients a week, right? And we know that not every person that comes to see you is going to buy. So let's say that just under half of everyone of those 21 people that see you are going to purchase retail from you. Okay, so let's look at how selling a little bit of retail can make a huge difference. So what's two things that everybody can use? Everybody can use a cleanser, everybody can use a sunscreen. So to those, half of those 21 clients, you're gonna sell a cleanser and you're gonna sell a sunscreen. And I'm using HydroPeptide numbers for this, but you could obviously plug in whatever brand that you like. So additionally, so I'm gonna sell to like 10 people, I'm gonna sell a cleanser and a sunscreen. And then additionally, this particular week, I'm also going to sell 2 eye treatments and 1 serum. That's it. Okay. So the 10% commission on the cleanser and the sunscreen is going to be $4.80 times 2 times those 10 clients. That's $96 in commission that I've made. And then additionally, I made another $30 of commission by selling just 2 eye treatments and 1 serum. If you multiply that times 50 weeks, let's say you take 2 weeks off, you just brought in $6,300 extra for yourself. And I always like to say, selling retail will get you a raise faster than your boss will ever give you a raise. And if you are your own boss, this really impacts you. So selling retail can be financially beneficial to you. All right, so why is selling so important? Why do we put such a emphasis on this? Selling is really an extension of the service that you're providing to your clients. And selling is going to benefit multiple entities. The first, it's going to benefit you. It's definitely going to benefit your client, and it's going to benefit your business, whether it be your employer or your own particular business. So let's talk a little bit more about how that works. All right, so how is this benefiting your clients? When you offer retail and you're sharing your retail and your treatments, it's going to help your clients maintain the results that they want. It's going to extend their spa experience. It's also going to help them feel confident and comfortable with your expertise. And there are studies that show that people that buy retail are definitely more loyal to you. And lastly, it's going to help them feel validated and cared for. And then how are selling treatments and retail going to benefit you? Well, it's going to allow your clients to see you as an authority. It's going to increase your client loyalty. It's also going to increase their return visits. It's going to fuel positive reviews and referrals. And last, obviously, it's going to increase your earning potential. And all of those elements are then in turn going to benefit your business, whether it be your own business again or one that you work for. So you can see where selling retail is beneficial. So how would you like to have 80% customer retention? I know that is not a bad number, right? Retail is the secret to client retention, and this little chart shows you. If a client receives the service, just a plain service, no retail purchase, there's a 35% likelihood that they're going to come back to see you. Now, if a client has a service and they purchase one retail product, there's a 60% chance that they're going to return to you. And then lastly, if a client purchases or has a service and then purchases 2 retail products from you, there's an 80% chance that they will come back to see you. So it's all there in the numbers for you. A returning client is a continuous revenue stream for you through both services and product purchases. And they're going to build your reputation by recommending you to friends. And as we said earlier, if you're able to get them in once a month, plus they're using that home care, that's 712 plus treatments, they're going to see some real change in their skin. And like I said, if they're coming back to see you, you can bet that they're telling their friends and colleagues about you, especially when those people comment on how lovely their skin is looking. So it's a word of mouth business driver for you as well. So let's talk about what's holding you back. Let's talk about some of the things that hold us back as estheticians from selling product. And I'm sure a lot of these are or some of these or one of them may feel personal to you. Fear of rejection, I think that's a big one. I think that's one that we can all wrap our minds around. I'm going to tell you something. It's okay to hear the word no. And when you are talking about retail with your clients, you're going to hear no. And the no is not a personal no. The no is just that, a no. And so you got to get over that fear of rejection. Again, not personal. It's just a no. And I was telling someone the other day, I have this horrible, horrible habit. When I walk into a store, if someone asks if I need help, the first thing I always say is no. Even if I needed help, it's like instinctual. And then usually I have to tuck my tail about 2 minutes later and go back and ask for some help to find whatever it is that I was looking for. But for whatever reason, and even because, and I even know this about myself, I still instinctually will say no. So again, it's not personal. It's just out there. So, you know, I want you to get over that. And really, when you're talking about products with your clients, you're giving clients an option. They can say yes, they can say no, but the reality is you're just educating them. You're letting them know what their options are. What they do with those options is up to them. And you make it that instinctual no initially, but you've planted a seed that can turn into a yes. Okay, so what is another thing that's holding us back? Well, we're worried as estheticians that we're going to take away from this experience that your client is coming in for, that very nurturing, warm experience that they're going to have. And so selling can feel very pushy to us if we're not doing it properly. And so we can be really worried about the fact that we feel like we're taking away from their experience. But the reality is, by selling retail, by sending them home with appropriate home care, you are actually going to extend their spa experience. Again, we looked at those earlier numbers. People want your expert advice. They want to improve their skin. That's the reason why they're coming to see you. So it really is your responsibility to be giving your clients that advice. And again, I said this earlier, if they're not getting it from you, they're getting it from someone who doesn't know their skin as intimately as you do, particularly after giving them treatment. Again, you define yourself as an esthetician, not a salesperson. You're the professional, and you really are in a position where maybe you don't use the word salesperson, maybe you use the word educator, maybe that feels better to you. But you are an esthetician, and it is your job to educate your clients about the appropriate home care that they should be using to extend and build upon what you're doing to them with their skin in the treatment room based on the goals that you guys have determined. Something else that can hold you back is the lack of product knowledge. And this is something that is totally within our control. At first, when you're learning a new product line or new product period, it can seem very overwhelming. My suggestion is to take one product at a time and then use it. Ask questions of your account executive, of your rep from the skincare company, and ask questions of your peers. That's the beautiful thing today with digital media. You know, we can get out there on Facebook. We can get into these groups and ask people, you know, what's your experience with this? What are you seeing with your clients? And obviously talking to your peers. All right. Prejudging the client's ability to purchase based on appearance or interaction. Oh my gosh, you guys. When I was a very young esthetician, I worked at a spa, and we had a gal come in one time who looked like a bag lady. And the owner of the spa that I was working at just doted on her and was like giving her free nail polish and this, that, and the other thing. And the gal left, and I said, why were you giving her free product? And she looked at me and she is like, she is the #1 real estate broker for this massive real estate agency in our town. And I was like, oh my God, I would have never expected for her to be such a high-ranking person based on her appearance. And you know, that would have been definitely to my detriment. So I cannot stress to you enough, do not shop out of your own pocketbook when you are talking to clients. And do not judge clients based on their appearance. That is a lose-lose situation. So what I want you to think about is treating every client like they're a millionaire. Not only is that the right thing to do, but it also helps you to not disqualify potential customers. Okay. And again, this kind of goes into that as well, and that is prejudging clients based on your own budget or interest. Do not shop out of your own pocketbook, right? Just because you may not be able to afford, this crazy price serum, doesn't mean that your client can't. Also, we have no idea where people are putting their, their interests. So I may be eating ramen noodles, but I'm going to buy that serum. Like, that's what's important to me, is to get that particular serum. And I may have to make cutbacks in other parts of my life, but that's what's important to me. So again, don't shop from your own budget, and don't prejudge things. Just because you may not find that you can afford it doesn't mean that your clients can't or aren't making choices to allow them to afford it. All right. So sales, at the end of the day, is a transfer of enthusiasm. And I know that we've all experienced this at some point in our career. I know for me, when I would get super excited about taking a new class, I'd be talking about it nonstop to my clients. They probably were like, shut up already. But I was enthusiastic and I was excited about what I was going to learn. And then, of course, after you've taken the course, then you can bring that into your treatment room, that enthusiasm. And you're talking about the new technique or the new product line or the new whatever that you've just learned. And that excites your clients as well. So I really want you to learn about the products that you carry. I want you to pay attention to what your products can do. I want you to pay attention to how your clients are going to feel when their skin improves. And I want you to think about how your client's going to look. So not only do you want to learn, obviously, the ins and outs, the benefits, some of the ingredients, et cetera, about the products, you also want to think about how that's going to positively impact your clients. I want you to simplify the message. I want you to focus on the benefits. I know that there are a lot of ingredient nerds out there, and I am with you. You are my tribe. However, I think sometimes we can get a little bit too technical with our clients. At the end of the day, they want to know what it's going to do for them, if it's going to answer or address the issue that they have. And again, how they're going to feel, how they're going to look, how the product's going to feel, the experience that they're going to have, more than they care about the particular pathways that a particular ingredient is using in the skin. We care about those things. Our clients, not so much. They want to know what the product's going to do. Blessed eventually, with clients sometimes who are ingredient nerds like ourselves, but really think about simplifying the message.
Your audio cut out there. Your audio just cut out for a moment. Can you repeat what you said?
About simplifying the message?
Yes.
Sorry, guys. I didn't change anything on this side. Okay, so just really briefly, again, simplifying the message. I said a lot of us are ingredient nerds, and I get it, and I embrace that, but our clients generally are not. Our clients want to know how the product is going to feel. They want to know that it's going to address the issue that they've expressed to you, and they want to know that what they're buying is going to do what you say it's going to do. They're less interested in the science of why something's work. That's the kind of thing that lights our fire as estheticians, not so much our clients. Having said that, I'm sure we've all been blessed by clients that are also ingredient nerds, and we'll go down that rabbit hole with you as well. But I want to encourage you to keep the message simple and keep the message about your client and how this particular product is going to answer the issues that you've discovered with them. And then the last thing I want to talk about is getting your mind off the price and getting your mind onto the high points of the products. Again, it's not our business to shop out of our clients' pocketbooks. We have these products in our treatment room or in our businesses because we spent some time educating ourselves about the different product lines. And we've chosen a product line based on the fact that we think that the product has integrity and that the products are going to do what they say they're going to do. And honestly, for the most part, good products are not super cheap. There's a lot of expense that goes into making a good product, like doing your research and development, sourcing the best of the best, et cetera, et cetera. So there's usually, or not usually, but there's a reason why products are priced the way that they're priced. So get your mind off the price and talk about the high points of the product. So I think this is something that's a sticking point for a lot of us, and that is the price, the price, the price. The price is not the issue. This is from a study that came out from Data Monitor Consumer, and I'm going to give you a little more truth here, and that is what is most important to clients when they're looking for a product. The first thing they want to know, personalized benefits. Again, is this going to address the issue that I've brought to you as my esthetician? Is this going to solve my problems? 2, is it a good quality product? You know, they want to make sure that they're using the best of the best. They want to make sure that it's going to last. People are interested in discounts. That's not untrue. But the last thing that they're worried about is the cheapest price. So keep that in mind when people are looking for products. The most important thing to them is it going to fix my problem? It's not what does it cost. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the irrelevant price tag. And I borrowed this from a gentleman. His name is Douglas Preston, and he wrote this really interesting article about the irrelevant price tag, and it really helped to kind of shift how I think about selling. So think about a luxury car like a Mercedes or a Tesla, my personal dream car. In general, we don't question why that car is that price. We believe that it's that price because we're buying the best in luxury, technology, and experience. Now, we may not be able to afford one of these cars, but we don't question the price tag. And people buy expensive cars for many reasons, not the least of which is how the car makes them feel and how they personally feel about the car. And skincare is the same way. Buying everything is basically, well, not everything, but most things is basically the same way. And that is we buy with emotion and then we justify with logic. So think about that. You buy with emotion, the way something makes you feel, the way you feel about something, and then you justify it with logic. So I want to make some points here, and that is your client is demonstrating that they place a high value on personal care just by virtue of coming to see you or reaching out to you. Nobody, again, well, maybe if you're super, super affluent, but in general, you know, you're not going to spend $100, $200 on a skincare treatment if you don't care about your skin. And I always tell people, gift certificates notwithstanding, because people come in for all sorts of reasons with gift certificates, but your clients, your everyday clients are coming to you because they place a high value on their personal care. You don't know how someone's going to respond to a price, so don't assume that it's going to be negative. You're just wasting your mental energy there. Manufacturers know that that product can be sold at that price. I can tell you right now that we would not put out a product that we didn't think would sell at a price. Why? We've invested all this money and effort into creating this product, packaging this product, storing this product, promoting this product. If we didn't think it could be sold at that price, we wouldn't price it that way, or we wouldn't make the product. Something else to keep in mind is that many department stores are priced much higher. We all know that there is beautifully marketed junk skincare in the Nordstroms, et cetera, that are priced way higher than what you have in your treatment room, but are not going to show the kind of results that you will get from the professional products that you've selected to have in your treatment room. A certain percentage will buy no matter what. So again, it goes back to the no. You're going to hear no's, but a certain percentage of your clients are going to buy even if the product is expensive. And the product, if the product can help the client, and I think this is super important, then it's your responsibility to give them a choice, right? It kind of goes back to what I said earlier. You need to give your clients the option. Your job is not to determine if it's too expensive for them. Your job is to educate them on what is available, what you have to offer that is going to move the needle for them with their skin and address the issues that they've brought up to you with regards to what's bothering them in their skin. So just keep that in mind. And again, this may be their focus. They may want this more than they want other things like a vacation or a fancy car, and they're willing to pay for it. So again, they may be willing to eat some ramen noodles for a while in order to get the latest and greatest eye treatment or vitamin C serum or whatever. So again, you don't know what their focus is or what their personal life is, so don't judge when you're talking about product and what it costs. All right, so we've gone over some of the reasons why selling retail is so important. So let's talk about how we actually sell retail. If you're not comfortable doing it, hopefully I'll give you some tips to make you feel a little more comfortable about actually starting to sell. So one of the things I want to encourage you to do is not just to think of yourself as an esthetician. I want you to think of yourself as well as a detective. So your job is to find out why your client is here today and what changes they would like to see on their skin. So some easy questions you can ask people is what brings them in to see you today? You know, what's changing? Maybe something, they've had a major stressful event, hello COVID-19, and their skin is reacting adversely, and so they want to come see you and get some help with bringing that skin back into balance. Another question that I love to ask people is, if you could change one thing about your skin, what would it be? And that's a great way to elicit some concerns that they may be having, like, oh, my skin's starting to age, or I'm starting to see some hyperpigmentation that I don't like. But that's a really good question to get people thinking, like, gosh, what could I change, or what would I like to change with my skin? And then I want them to tell me about what their current skincare regime is like, or regimen is like. So I want to know, basically, how much time are they spending or willing to spend on their skincare, and what are they doing? I know if you've ever had the opportunity to work on people who maybe are acneic, I've had clients that have come in and they are scrubbing the dickens out of their skin, and they're using super harsh, like Neutrogena, acne wash, and you start to uncover what they're using, and you start seeing, oh, okay, well, here's some places that we can make some real change for you. So basically, these questions are just giving you clues about what your clients are doing, what they're willing to do, and what their major driver was to come in to see you. Because again, most people don't wake up and think, God, my skin looks great, I'm making a facial appointment. All right, so another thing that's very helpful is if you look at the emotion. Again, we said earlier, you buy on emotion, you justify with logic. So let's uncover what their emotional reason is for coming in to see you. And here are some questions that you can ask that will help get you to that point. Again, what would you like to see improve or not get worse with your skin? How does what you see in the mirror make you feel? And you want to repeat what they've said, so you want to echo what they said so that they feel like they've been heard, or that they are being heard, and that is that right? Now, if we could address these, would that make you feel better? Yes. Great, then that's what we're going to do in our treatments and our home care. So you're setting it up. I'm hearing what you're saying to me. I think we could do things to make it better. Let's do it. And then you can get a little more specific about what your treatment plan is going to be and what your home care is going to look like. All right, so I want to stress this. Retail sales don't just happen. You really have to make them a priority. And again, going back to being enthusiastic, what you think about and talk about is going to sell. One of the things I think is very helpful and was helpful to me when I was in the treatment room full time was I like to look at my schedule ahead of time. And I want to think about with those particular clients what my treatment plan is and what my retail plans are. So I'm going to spend a little time at the beginning of my day when I look at my schedule and see who's coming in to see me. I'm going to take a look and see, what have I sold them in the past? What are they using? What is our current treatment plan? And where do I think we can go from there today during our visit? What do we touch upon, check in about, perhaps refer or talk about with regards to products? I also want to make sure that I've done a quick tour around my business, my retail section, and make sure I know what I have in stock and what I don't have in stock. Because I can tell you right now, there is nothing more disappointing, and I know we all feel this deeply, when you are just super excited about a product that is going to answer a question for your clients, and you roll out into the retail area and it's not there. That is a sad, sad moment. So make sure you take a moment at the beginning of your day and see what's on the shelves, see what you have, so that you make sure that you're recommending what you have, or you can make alternative plans with regards to that. Okay, so when I come up with this whole big plan, I'm ready to rock, I'm ready to start my day. I've got my retail recommendations in my mind, I've got my treatment schedule in my mind, et cetera, et cetera. Stay flexible, right? Best laid plans. So I think it just helps to get you in the right mindset and get you prepared to be the best esthetician that you can be. And then, you know, you roll with what the day brings you. So do your homework and prepare yourself to best service your client. All right. So let's talk about some pre-treatment. So before your treatment started, consultation tips. First of all, you want to make it about them. Now, that seems very intuitive, but I will tell you, and like I said, I've been an esthetician for many, many years, and I had the good fortune to have clients that were with me for many, many years, and they feel like friends. But at the end of the day, when money is changing hands, that person is a client. And so it is our job as professional estheticians to make that visit about them. It can be very hard sometimes to not want to have it all be about you or your friendship. But the reality is, when money is changing hands, we want to make it about them. My gosh, excuse me, I got roosters going. Oh, the joys of working from home, huh? Oh my gosh. And my dog just opened the door again. All right. Anyway, so we want to make the treatment about them. We want to make it brief. So we're gonna talk about the vital information relevant to their specific concerns. You want to explain what you're going to do, and I would do this at the beginning of every facial, letting them know what the treatment was for today. Like in this particular example, we're going to be doing a brightening facial. We're going to focus on a gentle 2-step peel, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to talk your client through what you're going to do. And then this last point was the thing that raised the pressure off of my shoulders and made me feel very comfortable about talking about products after a treatment. I let them know before the facial gets started that when the treatment is over, I'm going to discuss home care with them based on what we've talked about and based on what I'm seeing during the facial. I will be making some home care recommendations when the service is over. So now they know I'm not going to be selling to them during the facial. They can relax and get comfortable, but they also know that there's going to be a retail discussion when this is over. And again, I'm not talking about selling for the sake of selling. I'm talking about selling as a service to further their goals with their skin. So if they don't need anything, that's fine. But if you see something that you know you have something on your shelves that can address that issue, it's your job as an esthetician to make those recommendations. So just let your clients know from the very beginning that they are going to have that discussion with you. And now that they know it's coming and you know it's coming, it's not weird to have that conversation. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to do post-treatment. So our facial is over. I want you to pull the products that you think would benefit them. You're going to start with the most important product in your mind. And then you're wanting to take them, as time allows, through that little product journey, right? So you want to ask them permission to apply the product to the back of their hands. I want you to tell them, and I want you to take them on sort of a sensory journey. So they put it on their hands, they can feel how it feels, they can smell it, and then give them some time to talk about it, you know, make their comments, and follow up on what they're saying. Again, this is a great technique. It allows people to feel like they're being heard. And then you want to hit them with the facts. You want to tell them how this is going to benefit their skin, how their skin is going to look. Maybe you do want to call out a specific ingredient that you're particularly impressed with, and tell them about briefly how this product is going to work to solve the issue. At the end of the day, our job is all about the problem solving. How can I make solutions for you? All right? All right. All right, so last but not least, let's talk about closing the sale. I think one of the things that stresses us all out, besides the big old no, are the other objections that you'll hear from people. And this is kind of an easy and fun way to handle objections. And I'm not saying that you're going to overcome every objection. You are not. But this is a little verbal game that you can utilize that will hopefully get you past maybe those initial objections. Those people like me that just come in with the auto no. All right, so we're going to try this feel, felt, found approach. So you're going to repeat the objection that your client has stated, and that's going to show that you've listened. And then you're also going to show understanding about what they've said. You're not pressuring them to buy. Okay, so let's walk through a real life scenario. And I say that jokingly because these things never feel like real life, but it gives you an idea of how this works. Okay, so the client says, I'm worried about spending money on something when I don't even know if it works. So here's how I would handle this. I can understand how you feel. I felt that way too. However, I've found that our customers who are using these products are achieving the skin results they've been searching for, and I feel confident you will experience the same results. So again, you're not dismissing their objections, you're hearing them, you're reiterating them, and then you're giving them some reasoning as to why they may want to rethink their objection. All right, so here's another one. It seems like too many steps. I don't have time for that. I can certainly understand how you feel. It may seem a bit time consuming. I felt that way too when I first started to use it. However, I found that once I got started, it really only takes 2 to 3 minutes twice a day, and I'm thrilled with the results. So again, reiterating their concerns and then telling them, you know, in reality, it's going to take this amount of time and you're going to get the results that you're looking for. So just 2 examples of how to use that feel, felt, found scenario. All right, so some closing techniques. And these, again, you got to get comfortable with it. You want to assume that your client's going to be interested in the product. So you're going to take the products up to the front register. This one is a struggle for me personally. I don't know if you guys have picked up on this, but I do like to talk. Be quiet. After describing the feature, benefit, action, be quiet and let your client speak. That silence may lead to a purchase. And an alternative close. So when showing your client multiple products to fill their primary or secondary needs, ask if they'd like to choose one or the other today and let them choose, right? All right. And you know, honestly, sales is a ever evolving situation, and there isn't a one size fits all. And it's always why kind of talking about, you know, scenarios can feel a little bit awkward or weird because, you know, human interaction is very dynamic and it changes, but hopefully this will give you some tools that you can put into use that will help make sales easier for you. So closing sales at the front desk, if you have a front desk, may I place these on your card today, or how would you prefer to pay? And that would be normally from your receptionist or yourself if you are the receptionist. This next thing I cannot stress enough to you, follow up. This is a winner right here. If I can give you a business tip that I know you can take to the bank today, it's definitely going to be the follow up. So when you have seen a client, whether it be for a service and or retail, you will build loyalty like nobody's business if you do follow up. And it can feel kind of weird in the beginning, but I'm telling you, if you're not already doing this, think about implementing this into your practice. So in a couple of days after the service, you want to call and check in on them or email them and just say, hey, how's it going? How's your skin feeling? You want to find out, you know, what kind of results they're seeing and how they're feeling about it. If you're selling them product, say, call a couple of days after they've purchased the product, check in with them, see how the product's working for them. And then I highly encourage you, if they haven't already scheduled that next monthly appointment, when it gets towards the end of when you feel like that product should be running out, that you make another phone call and check in with them and how they're doing with their product. Do they need to refill it? And kind of where things are going? Do they have new concerns? That sort of thing. But that follow-up, and if you can make yourself make those phone calls, those are going to be extremely powerful. And I guarantee you, they're going to generate even more rebookings and referrals for you and more retail purchasing, because not everybody is doing this, and not everybody is showing those clients how much they care about them and how much they appreciate the money that they're spending with them. and how invested they really are in achieving the results that your client has shared with you. So yeah, make those phone calls. All right, sampling. Sampling, when done right, is great. Sampling when you're doing it in lieu of trying to sell a product is very rarely, or not, I shouldn't say very rarely, but it's just not going to generate the sales that you're looking for, okay? A lot of times when you are indiscriminately sampling products, they just end up in like the wheel well of somebody's car. They don't care. However, let's say you made a recommendation of like 3 products and the client decided to buy 1 or 2 of them. That's a time when I would sample on that 3rd product and say, hey, I want you to try this in conjunction with what you bought today so you can see, you know, the results I'm talking about. So sample strategically. Don't just sprinkle samples like love. You know, you gotta think about how you're using your samples. And you want to use samples to drive sales and benefit your clients. Okay. And obviously make sure that you thank your client at the end there. Kind of goes without saying. All right. So this is pretty much the end of my presentation. I just want to let you know that, like Sheri said at the beginning, we are offering a 1.7 fluid ounce Nimni cream with every $99 purchase that you make on Esthetician Connection. And Sheri asked me to speak briefly about the Nimni cream, and so I will. Nimni cream was named after Dr. Marcel Nimni. Dr. Marcel Nimni is a scientist who spent his life studying collagen. Amongst other things, he discovered type 2 collagen, which is the collagen we find in our joints, and he holds many awards. He's published an amazing amount of papers and holds patented peptide combinations that work with collagen. And so in this particular case, our geneticist, Dr. Neil Kitchen, who's also our COO, he's also our product formulator, Dr. Kitchen worked with Dr. Marcel Nimni, and we're using one of Dr. Nimni's patented collagen support complexes in this product, and we named it after him in his honor. So what does Nimni cream do? Why is it so amazing? It is a collagen boosting cream, and there are many collagen creams on the market, but this particular one is patented and it is unique. So let's talk about what it does. Okay, first thing it does is it actually wakes up the fibroblasts. The fibroblasts, as you know, are the cells that create collagen. So it's waking up those fibroblasts. When we turn about 30, our collagen production drops off by about 50%, and then we lose another percentage every year of collagen production. And it's not because anything's broken, it's just sort of part of the natural aging process. And so in this particular case, we're using these peptides to signal the fibroblasts to turn on and start creating collagen. And then the next thing it does is it actually, using peptides, signals the cells to create collagen. So we've turned on the fibroblasts, we've got the machinery working, and now we're actually signaling the cells to start making collagen. And then the last thing that does, and what makes this unique, is that it actually delivers the ingredients that the cells need to create collagen. So the way I look at this is Nimni cream is kind of like me coming home after work. I'm going to open the door, AKA turn on the fibroblasts. I'm going to hit the light switch on, AKA telling the cells to create collagen. I'm going to put the groceries in the kitchen. And those are the food that the cells need to actually create collagen. This particular Nimni cream has a 0.25% retinol in it. And so it's going to be a very gentle resurfacer. It's not an exfoliator per se, but it does help to allow the product to penetrate more deeply. It looks like a moisturizer. It feels like a moisturizer. It is not a moisturizer. It is, I think of it like a thick serum. So if you normally would wear a moisturizer at night, you're going to wear a moisturizer over the Nimni cream. I can't tell you how many people are like, it's the worst moisturizer. I'm like, you're right, it is the worst moisturizer because it's not a moisturizer. And I also encourage people to start by using it maybe every 3 nights and then kind of work up to what your skin tolerates. Some people have no problem using it every night from the very get-go, and other people need some time to get their skin acclimated. So again, that 0.25% retinol. And one of the things I talk about with the Nimni cream is I like to think of it as one of our instant pretties. And instant pretties are some of our products that deliver results right away. Do I think that it has created collagen in my skin immediately after one application? No, I do not. However, I will tell you this. When you use the Nimni cream at night, when you wake up in the morning, you will definitely notice a difference in your skin. And the nice thing about these Instant Pretties is that we know when clients are compliant, when they're using those products as they should be on a regular basis, that's when the magic happens, right? So if we can make them see change or feel like they see change from the very get-go, their compliance rate of using that product is going to increase, which is a benefit, right? So Nimni Cream is definitely one of our Instant Pretties. I'm really excited for you guys to have an opportunity to try it if you haven't already. And I think you will love it as much as I do. The last thing I want to talk about with regards to HydroPeptide, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@hydropeptide.com. We also have a professional Facebook page, which is HydroPeptide Professional Connection, and we would love to see you on there. As a company, I am very proud of our company. I like to say we're small but mighty. So we have created some really great tools for our accounts and our non-accounts, I guess. You don't have to be an account to get this information. But basically, we've created these toolkits, one for each week thus far, that is going to help you with doing things like virtual consultations, getting more savvy with social media, and some other tools that we've created to hopefully support estheticians during this time, this COVID-19 crisis. We put on webinars every week, educational webinars that you are more than welcome to join us on. And you can find all of that on our HydroPeptide Professional Connection. The other thing that we started doing, which again I'm very proud of, is we call it an online partnership. And basically, you open an account with us and you can apply for a promotion code. And you can give the promotion code to your clients. They purchase off of hydropeptide.com. They will get 20% off their purchase, as well as free shipping. And you will get 35% commission. And we're paying that out monthly, and you can have it direct deposited. You can have it as a check, or you can have it as product credit. And then the other cool thing is we have waived our normal opening order for new accounts. So normally we require a $1,500 opening order, but we've waived that during these trying times. And so you no longer have to put in a minimum opening order to open an account with us. And we've eased up on some of our other regulations too, because we want to make it easy for you to be able to access tools and products to get you through this crazy time. Okay, so that is pretty much what I have to talk about. I'm going to check the question. This guy, I tell you. Oh, so one of the questions that I got is, you mentioned a book earlier. Could you tell us what the book was again and who the author is? So the book is called Daymaker, and the author is David Wagner, W-A-G-N-E-R. And I read that like 20 years ago when I first started in this industry, and I still refer to that. Someone wants to know about the neck treatments that are being promoted. Okay, so neck treatments. We've got some, we came out, was it last year or the year before? I'm a horrible time historian. But basically these polypeptide collagen masks, and they are back bar. So Sheri is giving away the face masks right now, and they're two-part face masks. So there's one part that goes up here and one part that goes down here. So it basically fits anybody's face, and it's kind of fun. I've done presentations with a bunch of different people, and it's kind of fun to see the different faces and how these nice masks fit. Thanks, Sheri. That material is it's a hydrogel. Hydrogel was initially created for burn victims. They use sheets of this hydrogel on top of that damaged skin to help keep it hydrated. Well, it turns out that hydrogel is also an amazing vehicle for ingredients. So these masks are imbued with hydrolyzed collagen, which stimulates collagen production, aloe, allantoin. We love allantoin as estheticians. It also has caviar extract, which is a great antioxidant. So these masks we created, they're all the same material, but they're cut into different shapes. So what Sheri's putting on right now is our décolleté mask, and it's really generous. We also have this cut into a neck mask, and then we have under eyes. The under eye ones are available for both retail and back bar. That's the only sheet mask right now that's both retail and back bar.
I love the fact that it sticks. I love the fact that it sticks. You know, sometimes you put your chest mask on and you have to like wait a while till your body heats up or whatever. I mean, I can just go ahead and work.
The neck one's not so successful, but the chest one for sure. I've sat through meetings with my eye and my chest ones on. They are naturally. Was it Angus?
No, I had an umbrella fly up and hit them. Yeah, I was like,
oh my gosh. So anyways, that's the neck treatment. Someone asked me, are the hydroactive cleanser wipes okay for clients that have lash extensions? Yes. So I personally, not right now because of COVID, but not only do I normally wear lash extensions, I also do lash extensions. And I use the hydroactive wipes once or twice a day. The caveat to that is they're fibrous. And so what I generally do, I'll wrap it around my finger and then wipe my eye off and wipe underneath my eye as opposed to wiping through my eyelash extension. But yes, you can definitely use them. And I have not noticed both in myself or my clients any reduction in adhesive longevity with using those. Now, really quickly, what was I gonna say? Oh, the cleansing gel that we have is a nice option for your lash extension clients too. It's a cleanser, a toner, and a makeup remover, and you can use that over your lash extensions. And I speak from experience. I use it twice a day on myself, and also I recommend it for my clients. And I have not seen any reduction again in longevity of lash extensions, and it's a great 3-for-1, as it were. Okay, you wanted to know if we could use the sheet mask, the polypeptide collagen face mask after microneedling. Absolutely. I would highly recommend that, please. And then someone asked, what's the free cleansing gel? Is the cleanser, toner, and makeup remover that we have. We only have 3 cleansers. That's one of them. All right. So just if nobody else has any questions.
It was absolutely great. I think anybody who, I mean, we kind of get rusty. We're not selling, we're not in our practice right now, so we tend to forget about the importance of making sure we're recommending these products. We're doing the best we can with all these little mini kits to get them out there so people have treatments, but remember, they're going to be coming back into the practice and they're going to want your advice more than anything. So making sure that you're really taking into consideration what their needs are and meeting those needs, just like you said, with the products that you choose for them is absolutely perfect. And it's going to help your clients. I mean, that's the whole thing about retail. And, you know, I always was an advocate of retailing. So often we say, I can't do that because we think we're selling, but really, honestly, you are helping them by getting them on the products they need. Because if they go home and use the wrong products and then they don't see the results, you may never see them again, or they may not think, oh, she didn't get me the results I'm looking for. So you're really going to be helping them by getting them on the product. So I really do love this. I do. It feels so good. But anyways, 3 of you are going to win an entire box of 12 treatments of these. I mean, that's a lot of treatments, whether you want it for yourself or whether you want to take it back and use it for your clients. That's up to you. You can even pull them out and use them as gifts purchase. There's so many things you can do with 12 of these. So anyways, the way you're going to enter to win this is you're just going to post a photo of you, a selfie of you on the Esthetician Connection taking this class, and you're going to use the hashtag EC loves HydroPeptide. And that's how we're going to be able to look to see, you know, who to pick from. So 3 of you are going to win this. And then and thank you so much about talking about Nimni, because this is definitely one of my favorite products. And I like the way you explained that it's not, I mean, I always was putting a moisturizer on top of it, but I like the way you explained it as like a cream serum or a thick serum, because that's a great way, because, you know, we're so used to layering and we do it based on viscosity. So we put our like light serum on and then we put a cream on. When you get the Nimni, it does have some density to it.
It does.
But it has some density to it. But what I like is that for me in the winter, it actually feels good putting it on. I feel like I'm actually, you know, feel like I'm putting a cream on, but then I do put my moisturizer on top. This cream, serum cream, this treatment can kick butt. It is, there goes the umbrella again. This is not a wimpy product. Like you said, when you start using this, you start to see changes in your skin. And as I mentioned earlier, this is bone dry. This is bone dry because I finished it. And this is probably
we have to rectify that, Sheri. That just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, well, now I do have the Pro. So
Okay.
yes, I love the Nimni cream. I even have the Nimni Day too, both of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is one of my favorite products. I'm a huge proponent of vitamin A. I love all the benefits. So you're going to get one of these free with a $99 purchase from HydroPeptide. This has a wholesale value of $110, so you retail it for $220, free with a $99 purchase. That's when the promo came through on the email, I had to read it like 4 times. Because I was like, what? Is that the big one? That's the big one. That's not the little one. That's the big one. Blew my mind, guys. So this is definitely a good opportunity or a good time to try the Nimni cream. Thank you so much. I am so happy you guys were able to do this. I know we had to move some scheduling around and you guys worked with us last minute. So thank you.
Always happy to do that, for sure. Thank you for the opportunity. Really enjoyed it.
If I can jump in for just a moment, we actually have had a few more questions funnel in.
Okay.
If we've got time, can we address maybe a few of them?
Absolutely. Somebody asked if they could use the mask with their MyoLift. That is a good question, and I don't have an answer for you. But you know what? I will find out, and I will post it on our professional Facebook page.
It doesn't have, just so you know, like it doesn't have as much of a slippery, like it's almost like
no. It's fuzzy.
Yeah, it's fuzzy. So I'm thinking if they're using microcurrent on top of this,
it may not slide,
or you'd have to go ahead and put gel on top, but the gel wouldn't get in the skin. You know what I mean?
You know what? I would use it after the treatment instead of during. I really do, because I would. But again, I'll do a little more research and give you a definitive answer. But just thinking of myself and the microcurrent machine that I had, I don't think that this would give you the conductivity that you would want. That's my thought. Okay. People wanted to know, a question was, when checking in on a client afterwards, do you recommend a text, a call, or a note in the mail? Honestly, all of the above. My first preference is always a call. A call is very personal. It can be kind of daunting for us because you have to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Plus, we love texting. I know I do. But a call is very personal. I don't think a follow-up text is a bad thing at all. And then a note in the mail, my goodness. I always sent notes to new clients with my business card, thanking them. And additionally, if I had a client that recommended the client to me, I always sent them a thank you note as well. And you don't even have to put like a coupon or anything. It's just the act of taking the moment to appreciate what someone has done for you. I don't know about you, but I like getting notes in the mail. And it gives me an opportunity to buy cute stationery. So I'll take it. All right. Can you use the peptide mask under red light therapy? Good question. I don't know. I don't know that the red light would penetrate it. Again, I would probably use it after the therapy.
It's very, as you can see, it's opaque, guys. It's not, you can't see through it. And this right here, the part that's out it's like you said, it's soft, it's fuzzy. What I really like about it is my shirt is not wet at all. Like my shirt is not damp.
I'm glad you brought that up. It's not messy. I wear the eye masks, which are made out of the same material when I'm driving to work in the morning. I'll put it on over my makeup, which I know is anathema to some people, but what can I tell you? That's how I roll. And it doesn't ruin your makeup, but it does hydrate under your eyes. So I don't, and also just FYI, don't try to use these iPads for lash extensions. I made that very poor decision. They're too fuzzy, but you can retail them to your lash extension clients for sure. What is the hashtag that we have to post?
Oh, EC loves HydroPeptide. So when you post your photo, just make sure you use the hashtag EC loves HydroPeptide. And that's the hashtag we're going to use when we're looking for the winners. And, you know, I was just thinking when you were talking about, because you were talking about how you went to work and you put it on your eyes. And I don't know if I have the eye ones. I was like, I could cut these if I wanted to cut one, and I could use it in all different areas and put it under my eyes.
So the sweet spot with these masks is about the 10 to 20 minute mark, right? So I'll put them under my eyes. And then, you know, if I'm feeling sassy, I'll move them to my marionette lines. I'll take those eye ones off and put them here because they're still good. Or I'll put them on top of my lips, which is also amazing. Now I'm not saying like put them away and take them out a week later. I'm just saying during the same session, I'll move them around. So I don't see why you couldn't move your décolleté one either, for that matter.
Snip this little side, and pop them up here.
Heck yeah, why not? Cut them up, share them with your other shelter-in-place homies.
There you go.
Can you use Nimni cream on the eyes? No, I wouldn't, because of that retinol. We have better eye treatments that you can use around the eyes. I think it would be stingy and uncomfortable, and I think you would decide that that was a bad idea. So I would, you could take it up to the bone here for sure. I just wouldn't actually put it on my eyelids.
Right in there, but never here, and I never put it right up under here.
Yes, that is correct. You'll thank me later, because I can tell you, I say, as a true esthetician, of course, if you tell me no, I'm going to try it, because that's our nature. And so I can tell you from personal experience, it really stings, because product moves. So if you put it really close to underneath your eyes or on your eyelids, this gal, it will sting. So don't do that. All right, so that is all of our questions, I think, unless anybody else has anything else.
Amber, is there anything else in there?
Actually, Tamara says, can you briefly cover the promotion for $99 that includes the free cream?
Yes. All you do is go to www.estheticianconnection.com. So that's the EC website. So estheticianconnection.com. You can go to the shop tab if you want to. You just want to go to the HydroPeptide page. And when you go to the HydroPeptide page, you're going to see a bunch of bundles. I believe we have 6 bundles there that we've pre-curated if you don't know what to get. Then we have open stock, which is kind of looks like a teardrop. You can click on the open stock and you'll see all the different HydroPeptide products kind of categorized by cleanser, moisturizer, toner, eyes, things like that. And if you put $99 or more into your cart and check out, and Amber, would you bounce the code off of me real quick? Because I don't have it in front of me.
Absolutely. It is HP Webinar 20.
HP Webinar 20 when you go to checkout. So all you do is go to that page, put whatever you want. Could be one of the bundles, could be open stock. You can pick and choose. You can go through any of the products that she recommended. You can put them in there as long as your sale is $99 or up. You put the Nimni 1.7 ounce in the cart and use that code, and you will get this for free. So it will take the 110 off. So if you have 99 and 110 in your cart, you put the code in, 110 comes off. Crazy. It's just so crazy. I just was so excited about all that. So thank you guys for doing that for our page members, because that not only gives them a way to try one of my favorite products, but it allows them to explore HydroPeptide. And if they decide to buy their own Nimni, they could sell this and make back everything that they purchased. So it's kind of like a free shopping.
And I hope it feels like a gift, because I think I can tell you, in having all the conversations that I have with the CEO Annette and my fellow account executives, we are so in it to win it with our estheticians, and anything that we can do to lift them up, make them feel cared for, loved, appreciated, heard. That's what we're all about. So hopefully this feels like a little gift to everyone that they can use as they see fit, and as a token of just how much we regard our pros. Yeah.
Yeah. This is not a little gift. This is not a sample. This is
we want it to feel impactful, because we want it to be we want it to feel like something special, because that's how we feel about our estheticians. Yeah.
Well, thank you. And I'm sure everyone on the page sincerely appreciates that. So we have just directions on the page to go to the EC and look for it if you need links or you need codes. That way you can take advantage of it, but you have to have a professional account to be able to see any wholesale pricing or anything like that. So make sure if you don't have an account, you just register for one. It's quick, it's easy. Nimni's one of my favorites. I think you're going to like it. I cannot thank you enough. I sincerely appreciate it. Say hi to everyone that you talk to at HydroPeptide.
I will for sure.
Stay safe, stay healthy, and thank you again.
My pleasure. You take care. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with me today. Thank you, Sheri. I appreciate it. All right, you take care. Bye-bye.